It's MTV suckers.
You got a bad bitch, that's what's up. You got your own crib, that's what's up. You drive your own whip, that's what's up. That's what's up, that's what's up. You got a bad bitch, that's what's up. You got your own crib, that's what's up. You drive your own whip, that's what's up. That's what's up, that's what's up. Hey.
You're now tuned in to AIM TV, where the artist interaction goes down.
Playstyle Productions.
I grew up with them screw-ups living. Didn't pull a piece when I was 12 in the books I lived. Survived off the word of authors while my father was gone, fighting for freedom, and my mom was always tired at home. But when I found the music and developed the flow, my whole fam looking at me like, go boy go. This is your time to outshine those weak lines that go live. And that real style, see it's all mine. And my Camry, yeah, bought mine. And I ain't fake flossing like my pockets never end. I'm just in it for the music, ask any of my friends, and I ain't no washed out one-timer who rap shit on trap beats. I'm that masked fallen angel, and with elegance I speak for you. This is your one chance and you can't let it go. For me it's just another day, that's why I'm breathing slow. And the saying goes to those who love my rhyme, pack light and tread soft, it will all be fine. Travel light, cause you never know what you'll be picking up. Lift it up on your shoulders, never will I be giving up. I'm old enough to understand the problems back at home, and they ain't gotta say it, on the faces always shown. A sense of sadness, a tinge of badness, a touch of bad shit, and a smidge of passion. And they've never given up, so who am I to quit? I'm the first son of fighters and they ain't retired since. Mom and dad, this one's for you because you never let me down. May have pushed me through the door but never let me fall down. Pop, I remember you saying this more sacred than time. Pack light, tread soft, and it will all be fine.
Playstyle Productions.
What's up, everybody? You're now tuned in to AIM TV, the artist interaction movement, where the artist interaction goes down. I'm with my boy Fallen, the Dirty Desert Demon. Why don't you say what's up to the fans, man?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Fallen, aka the Dirty Desert Demon, aka that no-winged fiend. So let's get on into this, man.
So my biggest question for you, how did you start doing music?
Well, I really got into music at a young age. My dad was a part of a rap group called Mixture of Bodies, MOB, back in the late 80s. And he went by the name MC Quest. I found his lyric book and I fell in love with like the raw emotion, the raw power, the raw talent that it took to be able to write the things that were in there. And so ever since then, rap has just been, one of my main passions.
Was he your role model for starting music, you mean?
Definitely was one of my major role models starting music. He always pushed me, He said, most rappers sit down and they'll write a couple bars just to write bars. But my dad taught me, don't just write for the sake of writing. Write with a message, write with a purpose, write with emotion. And that's all it took. From that point on, I wrote Coming Back, and I wrote so many other songs that it doesn't matter how you listen to it or what mood you're in, you could definitely feel the emotion in it.
Yeah. So how long you been doing music for?
I've been doing writing music for about 10 years. I've been performing for about 5, and just recently started recording about the past 3 years.
That's nice. So we just listened to a song you did called It'll Be Fine. You want to explain to me what that song was about?
It'll Be Fine was kind of like a tribute track for my parents, like very
always
few
gonna have
artists.
one of those.
Definitely.
Always.
Very few artists take the time away to to reach out and thank the people who've been there since the beginning. You know, they're always down for their crew, they're always down for their boys, but they always forget, you know, their family's kind of in the backlight, you know. They've been supporting them since they started it. And so that song to me was to show, you know, I love my parents regardless. It doesn't matter if I make it in the music or not. They'll always have this song to look back on and go, you know what? My son loves me so much and, you know, cared about me that he actually made a song about us.
Yeah, I can respect it. You know, my mom was always one of my biggest role models, you know, my biggest supporter. She was actually the first person, you know, to tell me, like, you know, your music is great, keep going, you know, and that was what got me to always just keep rolling with it, even through the bad times, the good times, you know, but... And
that's similar to what my parents did with me, but, like I said in the song, you know, my dad's been in the military for 13 years, so there were times where he wasn't exactly there, but he was there. You know, he'd be in Iraq, Afghanistan, Germany, just a bunch of different places, and even over the phone he would ask me, you know, how you working on music, how's it coming together?
Have you ever had one of those conversations where you're on the phone and you're like, check this out, and you put the speaker up to the phone?
Yeah, I did.
And it's so distorted, they're really trying to hear it, and you're like, oh my god, I can't hear it.
My dad's last deployment, when he was in Afghanistan, actually, was when I recorded Coming Back.
Yeah.
And I actually was on the phone with him. I was like, Dad, I just recorded this brand new song. You've got to hear it. You got to hear it. He's like, oh, okay. So I took my headphones off and I put it right on the speaker. After like the whole song played through, I was like, do you like it? He's like, pull the headphones away. I can't really hear shit.
Distortion. But yeah, so I mean, how many mixtapes do you think you've created over the 10 years you say you've been doing music?
Wow, that's I actually have like boxes worth of lyrics. If I were to put them all together, I want to say maybe like 15, 20 mixtapes over 10 years. But I don't have an actual mixtape together. I normally just release, you know, singles here and there, or, you know, freestyles of what I'm going through at the time, because I'm ultimately pushing for this album that's going to be coming out here pretty soon.
And what's that album called?
The album's called The Apocrypha. It's
Apocrypha?
Latin for the hidden chapters or the secret stories. And the whole point of it is going to be, you know, you hide your emotions, you hide who you really are from the people around you. Hence, you know, where I came from with Off the Record. You don't need to hide that anymore. You can say it. You can be yourself. Doesn't matter if it's bad, good, or indifferent, you know. The ultimate message I want to get across to people is, you know, a lot of people look at me and they say, oh, you're a devil worshiper. Oh, you know, you're Illuminati and all these different things. No, it's an image. It's a style that I've created to give you that message. It's easy for somebody to look at me and go, oh, you worship Satan because in this song you said this. Well, what that shows me is you listened close enough to my song to find something in there, but you heard the message throughout it. And so that's ultimately where I came from with the whole name Fallen, as a fallen angel.
Okay, so you know a little bit about my boy Fallen. We're gonna get into this next single. It's called Watch Me. Make sure you listen to this one, man. This is a whole new style of genres. Like, everybody has their own type of genre that they want to create, where they say, oh, I mixed country with hip-hop, I mixed jazz with hip-hop, I mixed country and jazz. You took the route of mixing metal, rock, hip-hop, indie, psychedelic, dubstep. You know, there's so many different genres in this. What would you consider the genre for this?
Well, for Watch Me, I'm creating a whole new genre for the album called Apocrypha. It's going to be titled Rage Rap. It's going to be pure emotion, pure power, pure message to some of the greatest beats you'll ever hear.
For sure. I respect it. Well, you guys are watching AIM TV. We're going to get into this next song called Watch Me.
Check it out. Question circulating, are you quitting rapping now? Fuck no, I'm just tired of all your yapping mouths. That's why I spit hard songs that make you really think. Songs that scream into your mind and turn your eyes into some creeks. I can take you to my city where you forget to take a breath. Angels getting shot and demons cubed in human flesh. Oh, I don't sound too fresh to death to me when I give a fuck about your thoughts of my appearance or the sounds that I erupt. I'm waiting, oh yeah, that's right, because I don't. And don't tell me that I won't, because I'll show you that I made it. Don't need the millions or the bitches, cause I'm not truly all that courageous. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read it, that even sometime the demons let inside of heaven, that even if he's wrong at some point he'll be forgiven. But until then, open up with your mouth so I can finish putting lead in. Watch me! Watch me! Just watch me! Watch me! Watch me! Just watch me! Oh, now you feel the rage you haven't heard before. When I first started rapping, used to scream on every chorus. Every hook was a growl and every verse left me hoarse, cause I was venting away at all the feelings of ending on the porch. Guns loaded, pants sagging, and my sign now. 3 bitches, gold teeth, and my sign now. Real lyrics with a message in my sign now. Saw it off in your face in my sign now. What's that, a sign now? That I can be myself and not give any fucks about these wayward chumps. Now you can keep it cause I've known it all along. I've just waited for a chance so I can put it in a song. The message isn't long, but it is one you should remember. When taking on the Hydra, every head you'll have to sever. That means that when it comes to your dreams and your endeavors, remove the power from the ones who said that you could never. Watch me! Watch me! Just watch me! Watch me! Watch me! Fucking watch me!
So we just listened to Watch Me by my boy Fallen. You know, that song really took me on a ride, bro. Like, it was a whole different experience for me. A lot of people, they try to combine different types of music and it just doesn't come out right. That song came out legit for me, bro. How can you explain that? I mean, how did you come up with the theory to even do that type of song?
For me, it was the main event that caused it was I had 2 shows that were booked in Vegas, real big, like opening shows for Strange Music and 3-6 Mafia. And due to information trading hands and time changing hands and everything like that, it didn't fall through. And so, you know, it actually kind of hurt a little bit. Not to the point of the song, but it hurt. But I had people approaching me afterwards like, dude, are you going to quit rapping because you lost those shows? And I looked at them like, are you kidding me? Seriously? You think I'm going to quit because I lost 2 shows?
After 10 years.
Exactly. So for me, the main thing I wanted to come off with this song was just like, just because I lost something doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing me. Just because something fell through and, you know, I had a bad experience isn't going to stop me from pursuing my music. Everybody's got a bad time. Everybody goes through something hard. But at the same moment, you got to be able to come out of it with your head held high and being strong about it, being like, you know what, I made it through it, so I know I can make it through worse.
Yeah, for sure. It's like that song, that new one, Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. You know what I mean? Watch. That's all you got to do is just watch. You mean, like, you can stay as far as you want from me, you mean? But either way, you're going to see what I accomplished, right?
Exactly.
So, how many total fans do you think you've accumulated in the 10 years of doing music?
I want to say, I know it's over 3,000. I want to say maybe 3,600 fans all worldwide, because I'm a soldier, so other soldiers who listen to my music or have served with me, they go to Germany or Iraq or Afghanistan or Spain and they show the music to other soldiers, and those soldiers show other soldiers, and then it branches out to families and friends. I'm all over the United States. I'm in Canada, Mexico, like everywhere. So around 3,600.
That's a good number, you know, especially when a lot of artists, they try so hard, and they do all these different things, that have different ideas in their blueprints. They just can't seem to grasp hold of a fan. You know, I was actually told by, shout out to my boy Beach Boy, I would shout out Beach Boy for the simple reason that he brought up a good factor to me and said, your music is not good unless you can break into different crowds. How many different types of crowds do you think you've broken into, especially with this one, because it's rock, hip-hop, dubstep, indie, psychedelic.
Well,
You know?
with the fact that it breaks into so many other different styles of music, it's actually broken into a lot of major crowds. It's like looking at a high school when you first show up. You know, am I going to hang out with the popular kids? Am I going to hang out with the jocks? Am I going to hang out with the geeks? Like, ultimately, this song, it can speak to anybody in any group, in any setting. You know, it could be you're dealing with problems with your boss at work. You're dealing with problems with your friend, with your family, with your loved one. Ultimately, you could still say, you're going to watch me do this. You know, I love you. I care about you. You're my homie. You know, I respect you. You're my boss. But I'm going to do me at the end of the day. So I think, honestly, that song broke into more than just any crowd. It broke into all crowds.
Yeah, and that's a characteristic as being a man too, is individuality. Like, anything you do, you can always have someone on your side saying, oh, you know, go do what you do. I'm going to help you right here. But in all reality, you got to be able to fend for yourself. You know,
Exactly.
It's almost in a sense of what I want to say, the listener's call. You know, like, if you do a song, somebody doesn't understand it, they're going to come up to you and ask you, how did you do this song?
Yeah,
what was the message in it?
And what's it about?
Even if they like it or dislike it, it's still something you did individually.
Exactly.
You know? If, let's just say I was a random person, I came up to you and I was like, hey, you're Fallen, right? I heard that new song you did, Watch Me. Like, I just kind of didn't understand where you're going with it. How could you explain the concept of the song to these fans?
Well, the concept simply is this. It's like, it doesn't matter who stands against you. It could be your best friend from childhood. It could be your own parents. It can be just some random person off the street who said that you can't do this. The whole point of it is to teach people to come out of that broken shell, to not be, oh, well, they said I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it, or I can't do it. No, you tell them straight out, watch me, and you prove them wrong. That's what the whole basis of the song was about.
What was the most influencing factor that made you create this song?
The most influencing factor was that I had actually been approached by other artists. Instead of, you know, it's different meeting fans and them going, oh, you know, I haven't heard anything from you in a while. Are you quitting music? Or, you know, hearing from family members going, oh, you know, you haven't really worked on anything. Are you done? But to have another artist who is supposed to have equal respect for each other go, oh, well, you lost those shows, dude. Are you done? Are you done? Because I'll swoop up on your fans. You know, I'll tell them that.
Yeah,
you know, I
and
got
that's a lot of thing too, is in music, people pretend to be your friend and say, oh, collaborate with me, just because they want to approach your fan base.
Exactly.
Let's say you're on a pedestal and they're still stuck on the steps. They're going to try to get to that measurement with you, just so that way they can either, like I said, steal your fans. Let's say you get famous, so they have a background issue.
They've
like,
got
oh,
coattails to ride on to get to where they want to be.
You know, but last but not least, you know, before we get into the next track, Off the Record, explain to me. Off the Record is just, it's phenomenal, bro. Like, I personally, that's my favorite song that I've heard from you, you know? And man, oh man, like your free verse, no hook, it has a pull to it. You mean the melodies of the piano, the structure of the drums, you know, especially how halfway it just drops and you're just going full force. Like, how did you come up with that?
That actually, Off the Record started out as a letter. It was never really supposed to be a song. It started out as a letter to a person in my past that had actually hurt me very deeply. And it started out, I was just writing to write, for the sake of writing, to get things off my chest. And then it turned into, well, this line's going with this line, and this bar's going with this bar, and this bar's going with this bar. And then it rolled into itself and became a song on its own.
Yeah.
There was no real sitting down and going, oh, I want this fly hook right here, and I want to be able to come in hard at this 808 drop. Or no, it was nothing like that. It was just, it's a full vent track. It's a full inside look on somebody's mind that went through depression, that went through suicidal tendencies, that went through heartache, that went through being broken down to the core of a being.
Just overall pain.
Complete pain, and still being able to say what's on their mind without needing to worry about being judged. And that's what Off the Record was all about.
Well, I always wondered, with your whole image of the Dirty Desert Demon, do you have any songs that are uplifting? Do you have any songs that actually have a positive message
definitely.
too?
I've got a couple. Mastermind came out around the same time as Off the Record. It was the very first uplifting song I did because I was stuck in a dark days for a while. And it's all about, you know, I've helped so many people along the ways. You know, so many artists have come to me, oh, dude, you know, let me record with you, or can you, like, help me out with this song? And, you know, I pushed and pushed and pushed for these artists, and then they fall out on me. Mastermind was all about, you know what, I've helped you enough, it's time for me to help me. It's time for me to be selfish and do what I want to do.
Going back to the individual.
Exactly,
you know?
and that's what it was. And then Pyros at a Light Show, I wrote for my fiance that I'm with right now. It was actually about one of our, like, very first dates. We went to go see fireworks at the 4th of July, and I was nervous out of my mind, like shaking and everything.
Butterflies, bubble guts,
yeah, burning in my face from the anxiety. But I wrote it about, you know, our point of view, you know, like, we fell in love like a pyro at a light show, watching explosions. Anybody who's a sexual flame is just a natural attraction. It's a natural love. And I've got plenty of other songs that are getting ready to come out that, you know, you could sit back to and cuddle up with your lady, or even sit back and go, hey mom, hey pops, you know, this song's for you, or hey little sis, this song's for you. And, you know, this is from one of my favorite artists, his name's Fallen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have plenty more of those coming out, but I'm always going to stick to my roots, and I'm still going to be that same dirty desert demon.
Yeah, cool. The last question, I know I said it was the last question before, but this is something I've always wondered. Where did the mask come from?
The mask, actually, like, I got so many people that came up to me and they're like, oh, you know, were you into Slipknot when you started rapping, or did you hear of Hollywood Undead? No, like, it's actually, like, kind of embarrassing, but I don't care. I started doing the mask thing because of Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
The original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have always been, like, my favorite TV show, my favorite superheroes, everything. But the whole point of it was when they were not in the uniform, not wearing their helmet, their mask, they could be normal. They could be with everybody else. But once that helmet came on, once they morphed into being these superheroes, they were able to give a message. They were able to stand up for those who weren't able to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, I wanted to be the same thing in music. I wanted to be able to, before the show, kick it with my fans, kick it with people, you know, not even realize that I'm Fallen. But the moment that mask comes on and I'm up there on that stage, I'm a whole different person. Not a different person.
That's how every artist should be. You know, you should have your life of music, and then you should have your personal life.
Exactly.
You know, but without further ado, we're gonna get into this next song. It's called Off the Record. Make sure you guys really pay attention to the lyrics on this song. It has such an emotion to it where you can't help but to listen to everything he's saying. So we're gonna get into this next song. You're watching AIM TV. Off the Record, Fallen.
Yep.
Fucking sick. I can't take this. But fuck it.
Yo. Devlin in my bottle, youngin' in my ears, influenced by the bangers overseas, exist my peers. American rappers ain't knowing exactly what's coming for them, like they breathing down on a whole bottle of chloroform. Gambino, Macklemore, and Funk Volume. Only stateside rappers I can vibe to. I'm more than 5'2", but feeling like I'm 2'3", cause existing deeper than the underground, man, is killing me. I got the motives, got the lyrics, got the curse, but these mainstream rappers make it harder than it looks. So I'm slamming in the books, my pen is spraying like a Krylon. Devlin taught me how to better put my grime on. So this mask's on to hide the demon in my eyes. You whack punks, all you ever do is criticize. My friends, they lost a brother and never will return. So I gave this mic my soul, so now in hell I will burn. Young and off the record, I feel just what you're saying. I'm 19 but my mind exists somewhere near to Satan. No need for confrontation, just want some compensation. I put my heart into the booth, I cry in desperation. Shovel in my hand, my past is in the grave. Passing up on bliss, my mind exists in rage. Filling up this page, my mind is past deranged. Filling you with wisdom, shouldn't have at such an age. And now I hide my face and shatter every mirror, cause to me the future's blurred and my past is getting clearer. Oh yeah, you hear her? Well, all I do is see her. Haunt me day by day, her voice is something I now fear. So cry a tear as I wallow in the ashes of nights filled with passion. On the bed we would collapse and whisper in her ear how much she had meant to me, how a future with her was all that was meant to be. And now that I'm bleeding, eardrums of screaming, drowning in these bottles of a face that I am seeing. I am a demon, addicted, I'm fiending. Her touch was the only thing that I was perceiving. And now she's leaving, in my chest no beating, cause when she packed her bag my heart was hanging from her keys. And now she's gone and I'll never get her back. I can only hope that one day she will finally hear this track. But now I'm back to my flow, swallowing my woes, chasing it with Jaeger as my head starts to roll. She's yelling out, oh, God can't get no better. I tell her she's with Satan and I can do it better. By the end she is chiefing, 4 ounces of reefing. Can't feel her legs and I'm already leaving. Glasses I'm blinking, yo girl's not blinking. Afraid she'll miss something, she's out for the evening. Don't bother to call her or try to text her, cause my homies got her checking in Best Western. But I'ma sip my bottle, DJ spin a record. My head needs to change like this hot desert weather. The SoCal kid has dreams of getting bigger, but that might mean a slight change in clothing and demeanor. But like the cleaner, I might just look different, but my style will never change. It's something for you to fear. And like an angel, I'm from another place, but like a demon, I'm inside your personal space. My militia full of goons, like my hands are full of aces. Standing up on stage and all I see is a sea of faces. I'm switching places and changing up the paces. Reppin' Cali Wave, shout out to Cali Faces. A chick approached me and I whispered I would tell her, as long as you could promise me that this is off the record.
This is off the record. This ain't on the record. I'm coming on the record. Only one ain't on the record.
Man, oh man, that song Off the Wreck, I'm telling you guys, man, that is the hit by this boy Fallen, man. I'm telling you this, he's such a great artist. Like, all 3 of these songs, man, I just really sat there and listened to all the songs, man, like, as if I related to him, you know. And that's the basic, the most important factor of music, is to have someone relate to you.
Definitely. The main thing that I wanted to do with any of my music that comes out, like even if I do a party track, I want you to be able to look back at it and go, damn, you know, I remember going to a party like that and that happened to me. And then at the same token with like Off the Record, anybody who's had their heart broken or gone through those symptoms that I went through is able to sit there and look back and go, you know what, I felt exactly like that. And now I know I'm not alone. I know I wasn't the only one who was thinking it would be easier if I wasn't here. Or to think back and go, you know, me and my ex used to lay down in bed together and, you know, I used to tell her all the reasons why I loved her and then she just left me, you know. This gives that insight to where any fan, even if they haven't gone through it, now understand what it's like for somebody to have gone through it. So even if they got a homie that's like, yo, bro, you know, like, I just got into a fight with my girl and she left me, dude, you know, I'm so fucking done, I'm just gonna go drink and I'm gonna go party and da-da-da. He can show his buddy this track and be like, look, this is somebody who went through the same thing you did. Just listen to it and hear him out.
Yeah, and that's the difference from making a track and creating music.
Exactly.
Music is supposed to be the heart of the soul, you know. I mean, I know several hundreds of people that have told me without music, life would be worthless to them. They say that, you know, I mean, I've even met people that told me they'd rather listen to music than have love. Yeah. Because music can still bring you that factor, that emotion of love, hate, anger.
Well, my favorite saying that I've ever heard is, everybody knows the way Earth is spelled, E-A-R-T-H. Without art, it's just eh. Yeah. Without Very art, true. Without, you know, paintings, you know, artists who are willing to portray these things, the world's really nothing. It's boring. It's not worth your time as much as it would be if you had something to relate to or something beautiful to listen to or look at that you can go, wow, you know, this is actually worth sticking around for.
Yeah, and I totally get that vibe off the record. I mean, like I was saying before, you know, it has a pull for the listeners. I mean, even the intro itself is so deep. You know, there's no vocals. There's nothing but melody. You know,
Exactly.
And that's the harmonics. You mean that catch the heart, that catch the soul, that catch the mind. You know, and man, I want to shake your hand for that one. You know, like
Thanks,
Off the
dog.
Record is a really good song, bro.
That really means a lot to me, man.
Yeah.
That, like I said before, that song was never even supposed to be a song. It was just a letter.
I actually have an old song that I did for one of my ex-girlfriends. It started as a letter, and the song was called Love Letter. You know, and
that's the same way that Off the Record got its name, is because it was never supposed to be sent. It was supposed to be strictly off the record.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was supposed to know about it.
yeah, for sure. I mean, so do you have anybody you want to shout out to while you're here on MTV?
Definitely. Shout out to Golden Rooster Tattoos off of Main and Maple. April, Chris, Dallin, Josh. Love all of you guys. I want to give a shout out to Dark Lion, ENT, C-Bone the Lion, COTC, and AIM TV for the interview. Lavish Lifestyle. Got to give a shout out to DBR Records, No Slackin', Cali Faces, Cali Wave. Just so many artists out there I want to thank for, you know, having the opportunity to work with, as well as I want to shout out my family, moms and pops. I love you guys. Melissa, you're my fucking world, and I love the shit out of you, psycho. My brother and sister, my cousins, my nieces, and just all the family. You know, I love all of you. Thank you all for your support, and to all my soldiers, keep pushing, keep striving, and you'll fucking get home.
For sure. But do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on? You know, any albums, mixtapes?
I've got the 7-6 Rep mixtape, which comes out April 1st. Ain't no motherfucking April Fool's joke, y'all.
joke.
Okay. Featuring COTC artists such as Top Shelf Twitch, DB, Los. It's going to be featuring my boy Lexo, Kid Cannon, and myself.
Also, No Fame is going to be part of that,
No Fame as well. Shout out to No Fame. I also have The Apocrypha, which is going to be my very first album, EP, ever. All original stuff. Deep, heart-hitting, strong, emotional. I love you, I hate you. Just real amazing album that's already coming together, and it's going to be coming out pretty soon. The release date is going to be a surprise.
A surprise, huh?
But I am doing a contest from now till the announcement of the release date. Use the hashtag Fallen's Uprising on any videos, photos, or your own fan photos, and you might be entered for a chance to win the copy of the CD and a free t-shirt of my first merchandise line.
That's cool. What's the merchandise line going to be called?
The merchandise line is going to be called Nephilim, the Children of the Angels. You know, got to keep up with the fallen angel.
It's almost like falling backwards.
Exactly, pretty much.
I mean, it's the F and the L are kind of, you know. But so I understand you have a mixtape that you want to give away today.
Yes, I do. I have actually got it right here in my hand, signed and autographed.
What mixtape is that? Is it a certain mixtape, or is it just an accumulation of songs?
It's an accumulation of songs from both happy, sad, party, rock, dubstep. It's going to be a whole mix of things for whoever is the lucky one to win it. And as well as whoever wins this mixtape CD, you're going to get a personal letter from me thanking you for your support.
It's MTV Step You got a bad bitch, that's what's up. You got your own crib, that's what's up. You drive your own whip, that's what's up. That's what's up, that's what's up. You got a bad bitch, that's what's up. You got your own crib, that's what's up. You